Morocco was hit by a 6.8 magnitude earthquake today, killing over 1,000 people. As we hear more news coming from the country, we know now that there are over 1,800 people injured in Morocco. This is one of the most powerful earthquakes to ever strike the country, especially when there is rarely any seismic activity occurring at this scale in that area. The epicenter was 75 kilometers away from Marrakesh, which is Morocco's fourth largest city. It is the city's old town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The epicenter was in the High Atlas Mountains, which is a mountainous region which goes across most of North Africa. Geologically speaking, the Atlas Mountains don't usually have large earthquakes. These images here show an example of how, on average, since 1964, most of the earthquakes have been between 3 and 4.9 magnitude. The Atlas Mountains were shaped by geological processes at work over hundreds of millions of years. One key step occurred in the early Jurassic period, around 200 to 174 million years ago, when many of the world's continents were still bunched closely together following the breakup of the supercontinent Pangaea. As Pangaea split apart, Morocco was stuck to the African plate away from the North American and the Eurasian plate. As the three plates pulled apart, the crust thinned so much that it teared open a new rift valley that eventually filled with ocean water. As the crust thinned and the rift opened, large blocks of Earth's crust dropped downwards, creating broad valleys known as grabens. These can be seen in pictures 2 and pictures 3. And during the Cenozoic, the rift was pushed together due to plate tectonics, creating the Atlas Mountains, which we can see in picture 4. This is why the Atlas Mountains have so many active faults, creating those 3 to 4 magnitude earthquakes, those plate boundaries you can see in red and black in the image below. It's the movement along these fault planes which created the 6.8 magnitude earthquake. In fact, this earthquake's so big, we have seismometers in America which recorded the events. Here, check out the video. As the earthquake hits, its primary waves push across the world. As you can see here, it radiates across the entire American continent in waveforms. This just shows you how powerful earthquakes are, the fact that seismometers across the other side of the world can pick up the recordings. As with most earthquakes, it's not the tremor itself that kills the people. In fact, it's actually the infrastructure and the buildings. Therefore, it's vital that aid and rescue efforts get underway to save as many lives as possible.